Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you, that was a life experience.
I hope you guys didn't kill that mouse.
We sure did.
Aw, that poor little thing with those little eyes and the little nose and the twitchy nose and little ears and a curly tail.
No. Sorry, Harold, I thought you said house. A bunch of us got over there, and I guess we were a little bit nervous. Nobody wanted to go inside, so we thought we'd scare the mouse out of there by just throwing shovels and garbage cans up against the side of the place. That didn't work, so then we thought we'd peel the siding off and kind of flush him out that way.
Uncle Red, Junior doesn't have siding on his house.
Well, maybe you should have mentioned that a little earlier, Harold. We had the whole front end exposed there, and Stinky Peterson pointed out we were at the wrong house. We were at old lady Bankman's place. And I don't care if she did have a migraine. There's no excuse for that kind of language to come out of a 75-year-old woman. All right, we're back here making cheese with Bill, and we're ready for step 2 of maybe 3 or 4. I think there's 4. I don't know. There's more than 2 anyway. Yeah, it's Adventures with Bill. Yep. All right, so now he's set to put the vinegar. That said, add you're putting that. Well, you read it. You read it anyway. See, we put exactly 1 cup of vinegar, and now he's got the milk already in the pail. So apparently, when you have the 1 cup of vinegar, it's to the 2 quarts or 4 quarts, maybe it is. I forget right now. And that is the right kind of chemical proportion that gives you exactly the mix that will eventually turn into cheese. There's probably a cup in there. And then it starts to, you can hear it, eh? You can hear the chemical reaction in there. Boy, that smelled real special, I'll tell you. And then he goes and now he pulls it out, and it's formed kind of, these are the curds now. They look like curds, don't they? Here they are. By golly. So now what you're gonna do with that is you have cheese type things, and you have to drain excess liquid. Okay, drain excess liquid. Why? Why? Well, because you need that out of there. So Bill has this 90 in his pocket for some reason, and spreads that out on the table. And then we put the Y in there on the where, and when would be now, and now you ties that up in a knot and everything. And the idea is now, the cheese portions are solid, but the non-cheese areas in the mix are liquid. So what you got to do is you got to get the non-cheese particles, anything that's not cheese, you want out of there, so that you're left with just the cheese. But there's quite a bit in this that's not cheese still. So although there is also a fair bit of cheese part, it's the non-cheese area that we're working on particularly now. So Bill's just using the boards to kind of, that's a cheese board, I guess you'd call that. And he's getting there, but there's still, now Bill has an idea, which is pretty much a sign of danger is approaching, so step back. This is the Bobcat cheese squashing technique, and there he's getting the liquid out of the cheese, he's getting the liquid out of the table. Stay tuned, we'll eventually finish this. Man. Stay tuned for Harold making another fashion statement. You know, mice are pretty small animals, but there's one thing that mice do that no other animal in the world can do, and that is make other mice, and boy, are they ever good at it. Maybe it's because there's not much else on their agenda. Seems like every hour or so, there's another 100 mice scurrying around Junior's place. Harold went over to see what he could do, probably try and reason with the mice. How'd it go?
Good, fine, good. There's a lot of mice over there, Uncle Ray.
Well, they have a boring life, Harold. They eat and sleep. They procreate just to pass the time. That must be quite a life, eh, Harold? Oh. Well, meanwhile, back at the cheese project there, we're still trying to squeeze all the last bits of non-cheese. Apparently, I pronounce that as Y, but it's whey. And what you want is cheese with no whey. It looks like no whey to me there, Bill. We're trying everything, just got to get to this. This is something, kind of a lesson for you kids. That making cheese is kind of like life. The longer you work at it, the riper it gets. And now we're going to introduce the centrifugal, but wait a sec, I don't want to, Bill, I'd rather be the, excuse me, thank you. I would rather be the spinner than the spinnee, if you know what I'm saying. I like to be in the center of my universe, particularly when there's cheese involved. Bill is more of a spectator in life, which is the way it should be, I believe. Look out, Bill. I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Anyway, we got all the water out of the cheese, and now we got, look at that. That's pure cheese, isn't it? That's head cheese. Oh, don't eat that. Don't eat that. You'll spoil your dinner. It's mail call.
That's loud. Okay. Here's the first letter on the mail call portion of the show and goes as follows. Alrighty, it's a letter from Beb in Now Jorsoy.
What?
I think that's supposed to be Bob in New Jersey. Only Bob's typewriter is doing an O and E backwards. Okay, dear Rod, my typewriter is working properly. The O and E are reverse-odd. I think he means the O and E are reversed. I really like all the Rod Gruen shoe. It lets F Geed fun for ovary Eno.
Ovary Eno?
Yeah, everyone.
Oh, all right, everyone.
O and E are reverse-odd.
All right.
Reverse. My wiffo Evilo. Oh, that's his wife Olive. My wiffo Evilo and I enjoy all the crazy hijinks and geefy geckos. And I must say that funny enough Bart Bill cracks up my Nino Yor El Sen Stovo and his zany antics and Felix Shock's pleats. Anyway, coop up the geed work. We'll think it's the Boss Now TV program since Baywatch. And much better than watching spurts. Basically, it's a tour de Farco. Tour de Farco?
Tour de force.
Oh, excellent. I mean, excellent. Okay, long live old Rod Gruen shoe, Boss Washos, Beb and Evilo.
Well, Beb and Evilo, thanks for writing. Coop watching. Wo levo your cards and letters. And Coop your stick and tho Ico.
What's that?
Keep your stick on, guys.
Plague of mice are gone from juniors, right, Uncle Red?
Yeah, it's safe, Harold.
Oh, good.
But I gotta give Junior credit on this one, you know. All the way through the mouse problem, he kept working on perfecting his homemade cheese, adjusting the flavor, tweaking the texture, lowering the flash point. And the more he worked on the cheese, the less the mice became interested in it.
Well, maybe it wasn't cheese anymore.
Harold, there's only two things in the world that smell that bad. We decided to keep calling it cheese. So Junior started noticing the mice weren't coming into the kitchen, so he started spreading the cheese around other rooms in the house and driving the mice out, kind of a reverse Pied Piper. If you ask me, the cheese smelled dead. He threw it out in the back porch. It was carried off by buzzards.
That's an excellent solution.
Not really. He's been charged with buzzard abuse.
Oh, meeting time, Uncle Red.
Yeah, you go ahead, Harold. I'll be down in a little while.
Okay, yeah.
So if my wife is watching, this cheese thing has reminded me that a marriage is kind of like a quality cheese. You know, the older it gets, the sharper it is, as long as you keep the fridge plugged in. And to the rest of you, thanks for watching. On behalf of myself and Harold and the whole gang up here at Possum Lodge, keep your stick on the ice. All right.
Okay, he's here. He's here. Stand up. Stand up.
Rise up.
The Possum Lodge road crew is going to be happening again. They're putting up new signs again this year. And they said they don't mind you shooting at them. Just wait till they're safely back in the truck, please. Okay? It takes the sport out of it, but let's try it once.
For more information on Red, Green, and Possum Lodge merchandise, call 1-800-Y-POSSUM or find us on the internet at www.redgreen.com.
Boy, this is too much.